Hey, hi, hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin. I'm a dumb dad.
Hey there, my name's Evan, and I am a dumb dad.
Cheers, dummy.
Cheers, dummy.
How you doing?
You know what? Doing all right. Little sweaty.
You a little sweaty?
Yeah.
Well, you are wearing a sweatshirt.
I wore the sweatshirt and almost instantaneously regretted it.
But now you can't take it off because there's wet spots, and we film these now.
Correct. Yeah, I have a light gray polo underneath, in which case...
Is it still light
which
gray?
means I'm wearing a blotchy polo underneath. But hey, you know what? It feels like we're getting into fall a little bit, so I was like eager.
I know.
Because it was, and here's the thing. It rained last night. Why? Why did it rain? A little tiny bit?
Because you had something to do?
Because I washed my car yesterday. That's what happens.
It's a dad thing to say. Well, this is a dad podcast.
This is a dad podcast. It's wild, though, how much I noticed that. I mean, it hasn't rained here in, I don't know, month and a half. It's probably a lot sooner than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Time is upside down nowadays. But it was like it rained. And I was like, that's because I took my car to get it washed yesterday. The kids, it's all a nightmare, man. I don't know.
Oh, you okay, bud?
Watch me fall apart.
What's happening right now?
in front of your eyes.
Is this the podcast? Like, oh, if you listen to this one, Evan really loses it.
He came unglued. He was tilting. Yeah, man. No, we're into fall. We started our fantasy football league.
Yep.
We are the Dumb Dads are 1-1.
1-1.
We had a super exciting first week. Did really well.
Not so exciting second.
Well, it projected us to finish dead last after the draft, and so winning week 1 felt pretty good.
We got a good batting average for our football fantasy.
Take that, IBM Watson. And your projections are garbage. Poor performance in week 2.
Which means that the kids are, doing fine in school. We're in the full swing.
Yeah, full swing of it. And, I wouldn't want to say all the leaves are brown just yet.
Okay.
There's like a 10 million in your front yard, though.
The neighbor's getting one of their gigantic trees trimmed, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and gigantic is a well-used word.
Yeah, it's a humongous
It's
tree.
gigantic.
Yeah.
But you got to do it. Otherwise, the wind
It
blows that thing
will
over
fall
into
on
your
the
whole
house.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So anyways, I'm sweating in a sweatshirt because I wanted it to be fall, and it's not fall yet. So the wife is away. I'll say that. Maybe that's why I'm tilting. I'm right
Can't
solo
handle
right
single
now.
parenting
Yeah,
while they're in school.
Does it feel? I don't want to. Correct me if I'm wrong here, or if I'm going to say something stupid.
Happily.
Yes, I know. Well, I expect you to be on your toes about my behavior.
Uh-huh.
My brother had his kid this year.
Yep.
We talked about that.
Yep.
First little baby, beautiful little girl. And I got to go home to see her, and my wife, we were going to go home. We had already scheduled this before I decided to go home, which is why I decided to go home, because we all got COVID, and then we couldn't go home, and we had to cancel our flight and like all this stuff. So I just like jumped up there really quick when I could.
Right.
And then my wife was like super eager to do that, understandably. And I was like, yeah, by all means, you should go.
Yeah.
And what I mean by saying something stupid is like, it only takes like 2 days of your partner not being around. And you think like single parenting is hard, man. Mm-hmm. And I know that is the most bullshit statement coming from somebody who has help, who's not a single parent.
You can call somebody.
But it makes me think of it right away. And I know that whatever your circumstances might be, if you're a single parent, there are musts. Things must get done. Kids have to get dressed and go to school, and like things have to happen, and so they have to happen. But it just makes me appreciate every level of parenting, no matter what your situation is. As soon as you have that olive branch of help that you rely on, even for just little things. And trust me when I say I rely on, because I don't think she relies on me as much as I do on her.
How many times?
Not intentionally.
How many times have you reached out to her since she's been gone for something? Not like to say hi. I don't care about that.
In total truth, twice.
Okay. So
One time,
yeah.
but here's the thing. But that's not fully the right answer. One thing was yesterday.
7.
No. No, because as soon as she goes away, I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy. Because you can also figure it out, dummy.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. But yesterday there was a question I had for her that I really didn't know the answer to, or I wasn't really sure
kid's birthday
how to go about finding the answer.
Yeah, birth certificate.
No, it was something to do with school and like with something that my daughter has to do, and like she's
just ago.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's one of those small things. I don't ever go on Facebook anymore. I do a terrible job of like even checking it in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But through my daughter's communication through her teacher, she goes through Facebook. And my wife is active on Facebook. So it was very easy to be like, yeah, member of the group. Update. What's the update? Read it. And then she tells me like what the update is for the next day of school. But it's like, here's an update for tomorrow at school. And I was like, okay. I don't really want to text my wife, be like, can you go on Facebook and read it and text me back, whatever. So like, and I just had to figure it out. So I figured it out. The second thing was, and this is like part of one of my stories for the week is about parenting by yourself, is so my kid is in, my daughter is in kindergarten, and they do colors each week, right?
Fun.
So I'm sure a lot of preschools, kindergartens, they do this.
I think a lot of schools cover colors.
Correct. It's a very weird way for me to bring that up.
Some do numbers, and a couple, they do letters.
Oh, we're not that far yet.
I said a couple. I didn't say which ones.
It's not a gifted
You're
school,
in public.
Kevin.
You're in public. So
meaning that a certain color is the theme of the week.
Yeah,
Okay, so
sure.
you learn the song on Monday, and then you wear the color on Tuesday,
right.
and then on Wednesday you bring a snack.
So it's like every week is a spirit week kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for a color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm. It's really engaging for the kids and mostly the parents, that they have to like think of yet another thing they have to do with all the laundry list of stuff they already have to do.
Well, it's just,
but I appreciate it.
The
It's
list
fun.
is just laundry.
It's super fun. And yeah, never ends. And so this week is brown. So she learned the brown song.
Mm-hmm.
And then day 2 was brown.
Did you put a russet potato in her?
Well, that's the thing. So
Skin
this
on,
morning,
russet.
This morning was for your snack. You bring your own snack. Bring something brown to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, in preparation of this, my wife and my daughter were talking. It was like, and next week's brown. Like, oh boy, we just better start thinking of something brown to bring to eat for snack, because that's not as easy as some of the other colors have been, i.e. strawberries, snap peas, whatever.
Certainly not going to bring the
Blueberries.
snack that has the color's name in it.
Brownie. Yeah. Yeah. And I also don't think, it's like, you're not probably not going to be allowed to bring chocolate bars. I'm going to just start there. So they were like, geez, what should we have? And I said, well, what about something like pretzels? That's simple. She likes pretzels, and
Pretzels
those
are
are
good.
brown. And then like 2 days, or like the day before my wife left or something like that, we hear, and they really strongly suggest a fruit or a vegetable. And it was like, well, that's a huge wrench to be thrown into the snack bag, which you can't eat wrenches. And so it was like, well, now what do we do? And so
suddenly russet sounding pretty good.
yeah,
right
russet
about
doesn't
now.
sound so bad.
So starch. It's not a
Yeah.
vegetable.
And there's some sour cream and onions, chives, and some butter on the side.
Make your own loaded
It'll be in
potato.
foil, but when you come out of the foil, it'll be a nice warm potato. So my wife left yesterday morning. And I made myself a list of stuff I got to do that I want to get done before. Also the stuff that has to happen that I cannot forget, like taking out the recycling, which we got last week. And that's a huge weight on my shoulders right now, if I'm totally honest with you. Our recycling is backed up hard.
Just take it out tonight.
It has to go out tonight.
Oh.
But I also got to put some other stuff in there. I wrote it in all capital letters on the list, like it's the most important thing in the world, because it pretty much is.
Where's the list? Do you know where the list is?
Yes, it's at home on the kitchen counter, where it was yesterday, and I kept checking all the stuff off.
It's not there.
Huh? It's not there when
not
I get home.
there.
It's just going to be gone for some reason. And so yesterday evening, I told my daughter, now remember, tomorrow we want to bring something brown, a fruit or a vegetable, to eat for snack. And she's like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I don't think it should be pretzels, though. So are you saying that you don't want to bring a snack? And she's like, yes. And I was like, okay. Or do you want to bring a snack that's just not brown? And she was like, yeah, I want to do that. And I was like, okay. You're sure? Because it's kind of the theme of the week is to bring something brown. We can find a fruit or vegetable. No, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay. That's totally fine. And I over the course of the day, I probably asked her 3 separate times just to kind of confirm, not putting pressure on her, but just like, so let's just double check if you want to go through the fridge, or, which you probably don't have anything other than russets, but if you want to, we could go to the store or something, and we could kind of just like look around it. No, I just want a snack. I was like, okay, she just want like cheese or, whatever, something normal, like a fruit or a vegetable. Whatever.
Did you, in preparation yesterday for this, like toss a banana in the glove box, knowing it'd be
the
right shade by this morning?
It was definitely on the back of my mind that, like, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I might think. comes to me. Now it's like, we're going to have dinner in like 5 minutes. I'm in the kitchen making dinner. She comes to me. She's like, Daddy. She's like starting to well up a little bit. And I was like, what's the matter, honey? She's like, I think I want a brown snack. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great late addition to our plans between now and tomorrow morning.
You didn't have the classic kid flip in your brain?
Well, the thing is, like, I'm thinking, I go, okay, so do you want to do the plan where we go to the store? And she said, And I said, okay, here's the thing. It's a little late to go to the store tonight because we're going to have dinner, and then it's about, we'll have to start doing bedtime stuff.
Sure.
But we can wake up a little earlier tomorrow and just get going a little bit earlier tomorrow, and we can go to the store before school.
Oh.
And she was like, okay, let's do that. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a plan. That I really thought that was going to be my dumb dad moment. Like, watch the morning blow up in my own face.
9:15 school drop off.
Yeah. Hour 15 late. Yeah. So, but we woke up this morning, and my daughter is really good about this. She's only 5, but she's really good about this kind of stuff. That's like, once that's in her mind, she knows that, like, that's what's going on. And my son is like, sometimes I ask him, like, we're talking about like being at your house the night before and what we had for dinner, and something funny happened. He's like, huh? Doesn't remember it. And you're like,
yeah.
You were there?
Yeah.
She wakes up this morning, walks out into the living room, hair everywhere, in her pajamas and everything. She goes, "Are we going to the store this morning?" Like she knew like that's part of the morning.
Yeah, sometimes the kids get pumped about it.
Yeah, so I got them all riled up, dressed earlier. I set my alarm earlier, just thinking like we're just gonna commit to it to help her. And so we did it. We went to the store. Not only that, let me tell you something, man.
Tell me something.
I already took a Z-Bar Kids Cliff Bar and shoved it in my back pocket and took the snack wrapper with her name on it.
And wrote fruit cruelly on it.
Yeah. It was like, it's a total fail-safe. She likes these. I'll just unwrap it, stick it in there. Sorry, it's the best we could do. But we go to the store, we're looking around. She brings in a piece of paper and a pen, like she's got the grocery list. I'm like, we're just looking for a brown item, and we're getting the hell out of here.
Brown fruit or vegetable.
And settled on a pear. It was brown.
Brown pear.
A brown pear. And we were, my son and I were like, this is a pear. I know it looks brown. It's kind of weird looking, but it's a pear. It's a lot. You eat it like an apple. And she
where'd you guys go?
Just the grocery store.
The grocery store.
And she got all pumped about it and was like, okay. We were there for like 5 minutes. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, okay.
We went over and paid for one pear.
The person was like, you can see this thing, right? You're going to pay for it?
Yeah.
Thumb's going to pop right through it.
Yeah. One pear, please. And it was like, well, no, it was like that was the brand. I didn't pick like something that was like at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
It's just to let the people know. So we exited out of there within enough time for me to still be thinking, well, I mean, this really should be washed. So we still had enough time for me to run back home on the way to school, park the car in the driveway, run inside, give it a quick wash, wipe it down, stick it in the bag, in the backpack, onto school, even earlier than we are normally at school. I don't know what happened. I blanked.
Well done.
So we got it all done. She was happy. I guarantee you she won't take a bite of that thing.
No.
I mean, it's a brown pear.
Sounds insane.
What are we doing?
What? When you have to tell a kid, I know, but this is a thing.
Yeah.
They're not going to touch it.
No, they're not going to touch it. No. There's no way. I also knew that when I confirmed with her 3 times yesterday that she did not want to bring a brown snack, that this was coming.
The only time it worked for my kids with something being an off color from what it definitely should be was me
in their
going,
mind,
okay, so this is a carrot. I know it is purple.
Yeah.
But it's a carrot. They were amused because it is a very pretty purple.
Uh-huh.
I think any other color.
I love those bags that you get them at like Trader Joe's. You can get them in like mini carrots. They're like 4 inches long at Trader Joe's, and there's like white and orange and purple
carrots.
and yellow.
Yeah. Tricolored.
Tricolored.
Yeah.
Yes. And I love them. They're great. They're fun to roast. They look really cool on the plate when you get them. Blah. But the kids are like, carrots are orange. Get out of here.
It's okay that they look good on a plate, but how are they fun to roast?
Because they look good on the plate and they taste good.
That's different than they're fun to roast.
Yeah, I see.
You said they're fun to roast. They look good on the plate. No, just giggling over some steamed vegetables.
Listen, Kevin, when you're a single parent like me, you just look for the really fun parts.
Take whatever shows you can watch because you're so busy. Yeah, sure.
Why is Dad giggling in the kitchen? He's roasting carrots again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, now that you say it like that, I realize how sad that makes me sound. But that's fine.
They're doing great.
That's fine. I find my own fun ways to go about life.
I'm happy for you. That's great. That worked out. It worked out wonderfully for you.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
We've had to deal with this week, and this is kind of my dumb dad moment. It's kind of weird. So our kids are in this phase. Mm-hmm. My kids always get along. And then they always sometimes don't. It's very, very classic sibling relationship they have going on. But lately, it's been very good.
Lately, they've been totally getting along?
Exceptionally well.
My kids go like exceptionally well to yelling back to exceptionally well.
I guess that's what I mean. That's what it normally is. Like they
you're
play
playing
well
blackjack.
together.
Like you're up, you're down. You're up, you're down. Like
but
it's
we've
crazy.
been on a run where it's been pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And
why do you think that is? Is your daughter taking the older sibling role in a better stride? Or is your son maturing more? Or is it just because you give him candy like all the time now?
I tell them you gotta share because it's your only meal. I don't know.
As you slide in under the door.
I think it's probably a mix of all of it. I think my daughter is enjoying the being looked up to. And then I think my youngest is maturing enough that he's just like, this is a fun pal. He still goes off in his own world and plays with toys in a way that makes me just go, man, I was definitely that kid. Like, so funny to watch.
It's like when I see my son do it or your son do it, it's so relatable.
It's like, like he just disappears, plays with the toys himself, and I want to be like, I should go apologize to my mom, but I'm like, she had it easy if this was the kid. I mean, he's gone.
I could leave. I could go to the store.
I could leave and come back, and he wouldn't.
He'd be right there in his own world doing his own thing.
He might look for me and then get distracted looking for me.
Yeah.
And continue to play.
Yeah, right,
He'd be
right.
fine. I'm not going to do it. I guess I should say that.
Don't leave your children home by themselves when they're young. Yeah, he'd be looking for you, thinking like, this is so boring and annoying. Looking for my dad. My game was way more fun. I'm gonna go back to it. Yeah.
So they've been thick as thieves, just staying up late playing, which we're just kind of like, oof, all right, it's fine. Like in their room and stuff, and we're just like, all right,
when
cool.
it's like good night.
Yeah, good night. And
I love you. The doors are closing and the lights are off.
They're playing.
It's
they play
time.
for a while.
How long is it? What time do they get? What time do the lights go off? I know that's not the same time every night. I'm not that stupid.
We'll say between 7:30
and 10
and 1:45. No, like lights go out between 7:30 8:30, and then obviously the later they go to bed, the later they stay up. But I mean, they've stayed up till past 10
playing
and stuff.
That's hilarious. Out of their beds.
Yeah, out of their beds. And that's like, as it gets later, that's when I go in and be like, guys, you can stay in your bed. But like, as long as they're not leaving the room just grabbing stuff, I just need this. No, you don't. Like,
I've been here when that's happened before. It was like, we just need some scissors and some glue.
Yeah.
Like, it's 9:45.
Nope, you shouldn't have that much light. Or any of those items. So it is funny. And then that's helped. And then this past weekend, we kind of just like went on, just some outings because, we're in this pocket where we have a friend's wedding coming up that we want to go to. And it's just like, all right, we're hunkering down after this. We're not going to go anywhere. Even though our kids are in public school, like they're going to catch something.
Right.
We're just trying to avoid, obviously, the COVID.
The
big one.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so this weekend was our last, like, all right, we're going to go here. We're going to go to the mall. We're going to do this. Do all that stuff. And
because I see what you think is like your window
if
to
we
get sick
it,
is like if we get it right now, we're fine. But if we get it 5 days from now, we're hosed. We can't go to the wedding and all the plans are canceled.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So again, all weekend long, just great. Just a couple little buddies the whole time. And then my son does get sick, not COVID, but he, so these two have been doing everything together. We went bowling this weekend. We went to the bookstore. They each got a book, and then
if you ever wanted to lick your fingers after holding a bowling ball, today's the day. Tomorrow, no, can't do it.
You can lick the floor if you want. We don't need to come back here. So I bring all that up because then, like yesterday, my son wakes up. He's got a fever. We COVID tested him. He's negative, but he's a very low grade fever. and we were little, and we were like, all right, well, we'll keep him home. Daughter's totally fine. She goes to school. That broke her. She was in such a bad mood. And here's the thing, and this is where
Is it because he was allowed to stay home, or that he was going? Was it?
I think it's all of it.
Yeah.
So I think it was like he's allowed to stay home. She knows he's not in bad shape. Like he wasn't. Help me, carry me.
Yeah.
I can't see you.
I'm still here when you get back.
Come closer. He was like,
he's also old when he's sick.
yeah, he's 93, and he was just like popped out with like, "What's up, guys? How's it going?" Like totally fine, but like, he's got a low grade fever, and when a kid has low grade fever, it's fine. But it's like, hey, we're not gonna send him to school. And so the other thing is, she has been. So we told our my brother and sister-in-law, because the three of them, my nephew and my two kids, go in the TK kindergarten gate together every day. Mm-hmm. So we told them, hey, we're going to steer clear of you because he's got a fever. We don't think it's COVID because we've tested, but obviously let's just you go and do your thing. We'll see you sometime.
Yeah.
And so he's staying home. I'm bringing her in her normal gate. She just has like this meltdown.
Because she's robbed of her whole crew.
Right. Her buddy gets to stay home and definitely just be on screens all day.
Yeah. Oh, man. Being a kid is so dramatic sometimes.
So dramatic because here's the thing. I feel for her, but at the same time, and we'll get to this, is like, we drop her off. She has a really hard time with it. Like it was a first day of school bad. Like it was like, holy moly. Like she wasn't this bad on the first day of school. Yeah, I had to like stay with her for a while, and she finally went in just so sad that you were like, all right, come on, let's not go today. Like,
yeah, I know.
You just want to do that, but you're like, don't.
Your school needs the attendance dots.
Yeah. So she went in. Well, it's also like one of them 6. We can't even have a fun day. If I wanted to be like, today's the day to play hooky. It's like, no, one of them, we can't even go anywhere.
Right. Yeah. This loser over here's got a low grade.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and cough some more. I have things to do tomorrow. That's yesterday. Perfect.
Coughing was for yesterday.
That's true. So then she gets out of school, and right away she's like, all right, I want to go see him. First thing she says.
Is he still alive? Is he there?
Like, no, he's gone. So we get home.
How was school?
We get home, and in the time that I had like, maybe I had gone somewhere and then immediately went to go pick her up, because in that time a delivery came, and it's my son's outfit that he's going to wear to the wedding. And he's got a real slick outfit that he's going to wear. So my wife dressed him up.
Does he know about the outfit? Did he help pick it out, or is it like?
He picked it out. So he's pretty psyched about it. So when I came home, I saw it before I like ran over to the school, and I was like, that's so good. And so I grab her, my daughter, and we come home. And then I'm like, all right, come here. Your brother's got his outfit for the wedding. Now she's picked her dress as well. This is where it starts to like, kids are so dramatic. Mm-hmm. Is now she doesn't even want to like look at him, and because now she's just like overwhelmed, and she's because now it just seems like, oh, he's having the best day because she's picked out her dress. We haven't gotten it yet. So now it's just like,
first he got to stay home.
He gets to stay home.
And now he's the cutest kid in the world.
He's the cutest kid in the world. And it was just like this whole thing. And it was just like,
cool family.
It just spiraled out of control. And it's like one of those things where you just have to like sit them down and just deal with their like,
validate
their emotions.
Yeah.
Kind of tell them they're full of shit. Because like you can't articulate this because adult humans are the same way, but it's like, she's currently taking baseball, swimming, and she starts violin next week. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to figure out what to put him in because he's tried like one or two things that didn't work. And apparently like he has everything. And you're like, all right.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
You have a million things going on.
It's not fair.
That you like. It's not like, ugh, I have to do these things. She loves the violin. She loves swimming. She loves baseball. She's like doing these things. And then it's just this anger of like, the youngest, you're spoiling the youngest. Yeah. That idea, that concept. And it's like, but I have to just
There's no way to
it's okay to feel those feelings.
Yes.
But.
Are your teeth cracking then? Why are you clenching your teeth? It's wild. Like, because you're focused on like, okay, it's not like she's not allowed to feel like this.
Right.
I'm going to validate her feelings
Right.
so she can feel normalized for feeling these feelings,
Yep.
no matter how wrong they are.
Yep. Misguided.
Say, honey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, no matter how wrong it is. Okay,
That's what the internet is.
yes, the internet is, and but those, it's funny like how life experiences have to happen; they cannot be explained or outlined, and that's kind of one of them.
Yeah.
You don't know that there's a way for you to realize you actually kind of do have it pretty good. And
Right.
I can feel happy for somebody that I care about, even though they're doing something that I would like to do that maybe I will get to do someday. But it's also okay for them to just like live in that happiness and me to be like happy for them being happy right now. And like, there's no way to explain that to a 5 or 6 year old kid. Like, there's just no way to do that. So all you can really do is just sit there and go, this isn't like the funnest part of parenting.
No.
I'm just going to sit with you as you have a meltdown and talk to you out of this or talk you through this.
Yeah.
And then send you off to school and I'm going to go the rest of my, and it's just like wild, you know, that's the kind of, that's the stuff about parenting that feels so difficult a lot of the time. And when you feel so stupid because you think like, how do you teach this? You can't teach this. I don't think you can teach
I don't know that it's talked about enough that there are just some things that kind of can't be maneuvered because your kid has to be willing and open to it. My daughter really shut down, and my wife and I had multiple talks with her, but then was just like, when she shuts down, she shuts down. Like, I'm not interested in talking. And then it's like, all right, well, we don't want to overwhelm you and we don't want to lecture, you know.
Yeah. She'll get mad at you for bothering her about
bothering
something.
and just like going over it again and again. So it's like this weird thing of like, all right, I'll give you your space. I guess we just have to, I don't know, just it's not even play out the clock because like I don't want you to end on a bad note, which was funny how the night ended because
they were up until 2 a.m. playing.
she felt really bad because we did tell her. Luckily, my son is young enough that he's obsessed with his big sister, but he doesn't feel big feelings yet. He has big, 4-year-old feelings, but he doesn't have like big, semi-complicated feelings.
He has like big feelings in the sense that like I don't know how to communicate that I'm upset feelings.
So yeah, he wasn't crushed that his sister didn't want to see his outfit. He kind of didn't care too much. He was really excited to show her, and then when she was doing the runaround of like I don't want to see it, she was just like shutting down in that time. It didn't crush her, but we did have a talk with her while we were empathizing with her of being like, hey, that wasn't cool. Like that you were like, he was pumped to show you this outfit, and you're allowed to be upset and envious, whatever feelings you were feeling, but like what you did to him was almost cruel, like running away from him. Like we had that talk, but then also doing all this stuff. So at the end of the night, she like set up her bed so that both of them could sleep in it together. So she turned it around randomly, and we were like,
yeah,
okay, cool.
So she does she sometimes hold something like for so long that's like, well, I guess we're just going to bed like this now, and then
Not usually. I don't think so. I think a lot of times we work it out, and we gave her time. We gave her like a bath, and she like drew the curtain, and we were like, fine.
in such dramatic fashion.
Yeah, just as slow as possible. No, so we gave her time. We let her work through her feelings, and then when she was ready to come to us, that's what it was. And when she did. She usually does work it out. I can't really think of a moment we put her to bed upset because that's like, oof.
Yeah, you don't really want to do that.
No. Sometimes you can't help it because sometimes they just shut down and there's nothing
that's
you can
why
do
I asked,
about
yeah,
it.
Exactly. Sometimes you can't do. I mean, it's
So-
like the more you bother them or the more you pry,
And
then
lecture.
worse they can get.
The
to
more
you
they're being
lecture.
talked to.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to talk with you, then you're just talking to them. And then it's like, at what point it's like, now it's annoying, and it's so you got to give them their space. So she had turned it around. She had made a bed for the two of them to sleep in. And we were like, okay, great. I love that. Yeah, you guys can sleep in the same bed together. That's great. And then cut to like a half hour later where they can still hear something. But I'd already checked. My son is out. So I'm like, what is she doing? And I went in there and she's just like trying to figure out where to sleep. And we're like, what's wrong? And she's like, he's all over the place. And we were like, oh, yeah, man. He slept in our bed.
Oh, is it hard to go to sleep
times.
with him?
So now, like, her bed's taken. She apparently had no interest in his. We didn't offer it. But we were like, do you want to sleep in our bed? Which was like a nice kind of little button to the story for her.
Right.
We were just like, because
she gets a little bit of that special attention at the end.
She's great at sleeping in our bed. She's not like our son. She actually is just like, she kind of rolls a little bit, but then you just push her back. But it's not a Jean-Claude Van Damme fight scene. So it had a nice button of like, all right, you can sleep in our bed.
Sure.
Which she got excited about.
Sure.
But yeah, it was like, what chaos.
Oh, man.
Navigating kids' feelings. And I know a million people comment on our videos, and I appreciate them. I'm not belaboring them. But people being like, wait until they're teenagers. It's like, and I know we're not teenagers. They're not teenagers. I know we're not there yet.
You know what?
I know that we're not there yet, and it's going to be a wild ride when we get there.
Spoiler alert, we're not elite prospects.
No.
We're not going from high school to the show.
Yeah. No.
We're having babies, and then we're kind of figuring out that. And then we're going to move on to little kids, and we're going to try to figure that out. And then we're going to go to, the middle school's like AAA ball. We're going to play AAA ball for a while. And then the major leagues.
Pitches are getting harder.
Pitches are getting a lot harder. It was home run derby there for a while.
It was T-ball for a while.
And then high school's going to come, and it's like 300.
Yeah.
Our Hall of Fame numbers, 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 conversations. If I walk away feeling like, I think I nailed that one.
And I
means that you'll be the Ted Williams of fatherhood.
But it's those times of like,
pretty good about it.
oh my God, these shutting down moments.
Or the moments where you feel like, I think they went pretty well. And then your wife pulls you aside in the kitchen and goes, next time I wouldn't say this or this or this. And you're like, oh, man, I thought I had it.
Next time, don't change your voice to impersonate them. Oh, okay. That was the bad move. And he doesn't sound like that.
Yeah. That's a terrible impression, first of all. Well, that feels like a pretty good a moment to move on into some dumb dad moments.
Well, that was kind of mine.
That's fine.
Rolled into it.
That's fine. It's not really a dumb dad moment, but a difficult dad moment. Let's say that.
That's what it was.
And that happens.
The dumb dad moment of like, I don't know what to do here.
I don't know what to do.
That's what the
You've
dumb
never
dad
acted
moment
like
was.
this before. Jealousy? No.
It wasn't that it's not happened before, but it was just like not in this context, not to this length, and not where it was just like, we make videos about it where you overreact, you fly off the handle, or maybe not fly off the handle, but you know what I mean? Like you overreact and you're like, oh, I'm sorry that I didn't need to snap it or whatever it was. This was like, we had moments of like, no, we thought about our answers.
Yeah.
And
Still not.
It didn't work. So that was a tough dumb dad moment of dumb being like, I don't know, which is like what we've said the dumb dads always have been. As like parents, sometimes we go, I don't know.
Yeah, I tried as hard as I possibly could there, and I still feel like I screwed it up and I felt stupid.
Yep, I'm out.
I felt dumb. The dumb is supposed to be silent, and I think I should have just stayed silent.
Yeah.
And drawn a picture.
Should have stayed silent.
My feeling. My dumb dad moment is kind of a regular one, and I've done it twice this week, and I think I've just relaxed a little bit too much into school and the focus of after school activities.
You bought a rotten apple and thought it was a pear?
No. So my wife works from home, and it's sort of like we haven't quite figured out the after school rhythm yet, I think.
Sure.
A little bit.
Sure.
It felt like we did, and my kids, my wife is still kind of just the default parent when they, like my son the other day asked me, yesterday my son asked me, can we call mom and ask her, we were doing homework yesterday. And he's like,
I can't wait
can
for
we
this.
call mom? And because I have a question about this. And I was like literally sitting there helping him with their homework.
On his homework. He had
On
a
his
question
homework.
about his
He had
homework.
a question about his homework. He wanted to see if we could FaceTime mom.
What was the question?
I don't even remember. But I guess what?
So maybe we should have called mom?
No. I don't remember what it was, but meaning that I was like, I know how to help you with that. It was like, dude. So the reason I say that is because we come home
really
and
good.
we've set this little card table up, sort of behind our two desks in the living room, which has been like a landing spot for them after school that it's like one of those like cheap card tables. So it's like
Yeah,
after
yeah.
school snacks can get all over it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they spread their
Great
homework
little
out and
space.
kind of do it, you know, and it's like, it's been the back and forth of like, please focus on your homework. Please don't distract each other. Let's just get our homework done. So we're done. You know, we're not like super strict about it, but at the same time, it's like, but you're also the kid that like complains about how long homework takes. And like, I watched you not write anything for a half an hour.
Yeah.
Because you're laughing and then you were hungry and then you went to the bathroom and then you came back, like all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't have to explain how frustrating homework can be to you, but
Very.
the point is we just got a little bit lost in like, they come home, they land there. Sometimes I'm going to go like finish cutting the video that I'm going to post or something like that, or go post and then engage with people for a while or whatever. So my wife kind of defaults to like right when they get home from school, technically is about the end of her work day.
Right.
But sometimes it's not,
Sure.
because she's got a lot of stuff to do. And so sometimes she pauses what she's doing to help them with their homework.
Yeah.
Which takes a while, and then she's not getting anything done, so then she has to work more after, which I feel really bad about. And so that's kind of been, I feel like she hasn't said anything to me, and I don't think that she's like holding all this animosity towards me, because she knows like we're both sort of technically still got to get stuff done.
Well, let's bring her in.
Yeah, I know. Look for the comment section of this podcast.
Yeah.
But it's been something that's on my mind lately that I'm trying to work on. Like maybe I could just try to restructure my day that much, a little bit more, so that it doesn't completely fall on her to answer all the questions about homework or making sure that they're sitting there and doing it.
Just let your kids know that you know third grade math.
Yeah. Well,
We'll call it. We'll just call
Yeah,
her.
we'll-
Just call her.
So, and then additionally, because of all that, twice this week, I've done the thing where it's like, I take the backpacks out, I put the homework on the table, I put the lunchbox in the kitchen, then no one addresses it. And then the next morning, it's opening up the lunchbox. Like,
Oh, the dirty lunchboxes.
Oh, here we go.
Sure.
So it hasn't been too bad, but those are like those couple little dumb dad moments I've had lately where it's like.
So you've actually
gotta get
they've
a
come home
handle
and
on
you've
this.
taken out the lunchboxes
Yes.
and then just
And
kind
then
of
set them
let
aside.
fester.
And then focused on other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the task isn't necessarily done.
Uh-huh.
You know, putting the laundry in the washing machine and washing it and then moving it to the dryer and drying it and then letting it sit there for a day doesn't mean the laundry's done. I mean, it kind of can be.
It's technically done if you're pulling clothes from it to put on. that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Now it's just a drawer.
I went over this with my wife as well. And she was, you know, it was like, it's no fault of mine or hers or anybody's. It was just like, I'm kind of the one that like took it out and set it there. And then the rest of the day happened. And then in the morning, it's like, oh, here's the lunchbox. It's still zipped shut.
What do you mean it's no fault of yours?
Well,
that you
meaning
took
like
out the
she
lunch?
doesn't blame me for like not completely doing it, because she
sure.
also was in the kitchen like 11 times the rest of the day getting them snacks or whatever. Like we all
You
are.
heard it, guys. He's blaming her.
No.
You were there too.
No. Hold on. Let me take my foot out of my
Let's bring her on out again.
mouth. So many appearances. Yeah. So it's just like one of those things. Like I feel like we don't quite have the rhythm yet down.
Okay.
For getting the lunchbox thing, because I'm focusing on something else, or like I'm trying to sit there and do homework with them or whatever.
yeah.
It's just like, man. So it's okay, but it doesn't feel like we're still in like a good rhythm yet.
Okay.
They know where the landing spot is. They're focused on getting their stuff done at after school and not like delaying it. So like that's all pretty good, but just like the ironing out the kinks of like how it's all working out feels like a work in progress, let's say. Room for improvement.
Room for improvement. That's great.
Should be a book title. That's our book title. Room for improvement.
Room for improvement.
Dadding. Room for improvement.
It's funny. My son he's in TK and he got homework, which you listen to the podcast know. I fall in a fit of rage for homework.
It's elementary school.
It's
Really?
it's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
TK. So my son got homework and I was like, whatever. On one hand, I'm like, so unnecessary, inappropriate. It's just teaching them to hate school, especially in TK. Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Some kids don't even go to TK. What are they going to start behind? No, they're not. They're going
They're going to go, welcome to kindergarten, and they hand you a binder of stuff.
They're going to go over all of it in kindergarten. They're going to go over all of it in kindergarten.
Yeah.
So
He'll be so far ahead.
Oh my God.
You won't even realize how far ahead he'll
Yeah.
feel and act and behave.
starting Spanish. And so he got his homework and I was so annoyed. And I was like, fine, but you got to do your homework. And he was like, okay. And he takes it out. So I have them sit across from each other. I'd never had this before. You've already had this.
Yep.
Had them sit across from each other. And I was like, all right, I want to like apologize to my son. I was like, sorry, I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know you were going to be doing homework in TK. I apologize. I've let you down. And he started singing. All of his homework included just songs that he'd learned in class. And I was like, well, never mind. This is wonderful. And we will be doing this.
If you set it up like that,
every
then he
day.
will not like. If you're like, I'm sorry I have to do this, and he's thinking like,
no, obviously I didn't do any of that. I was like, all right, buddy, we got to do your homework. Let's take it out. And we take it out, and it's all dry erase. And it's just like the alphabet and numbers. And every single letter had a song to it. And so did the numbers. And I was like, oh, never mind. We'll do this every day. This is wonderful.
This is great. You know, part of it is too, like, which is funny because going back to the story you told about your daughter earlier.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that my daughter does as well have little things to take home and do, because the resentment that my son has towards her when she's doing like the easiest homework sometimes, or the fact that she does like 2 pages and she's done, because it's not a lot of stuff to do. It's just some stuff to do. And then she's done and he's still sitting there working. It sucks. It sucks for him because he's thinking like, well, why do I have so much? Or why don't, blah, 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 blah. It's like, because you're in the 3rd grade. Like, she's not in 3rd grade. You already did all that stuff. You know how to do all that stuff. You got to do all that stuff, and like, that's another one of those conversations that's hard it's hard to get a kid to have that realization on their own, that like, you already did all that. You did all of that.
He just resents the
same way that you're
process. He won't get there for a couple of years, but he will get there. Where he's just like, what are you working on? Oh, yeah. There's 3 branches of government.
I know, but like, that's the kind of stuff. It's like, I can't like explain it to him now per se to help him understand that you've already done all that. You should feel accomplished for being where you are now. And if she has help, you could help her, but it seems easy to because it is easy because you already learned it and you've already done it.
Yeah.
Like that's
not what it is.
That's not what we're doing here, know? So, but the fact that they do sit down and do it together, I appreciate that. Rather than if she had nothing for a whole year and he came home and had to do homework for a half an hour to an hour every day that he stretches into 2 hours.
Yep.
That he would feel pretty bent about it if she just came straight home and was like, I'm going to play or watch a show or do not homework, Yeah. So that part of it is healthy. I think that they're just going to have time to sit with each other and do it.
To be miserable together.
Yeah. And I wonder if, and she does the same thing. It's hilarious. I mean, it's like she sings the color song or whatever it is, it just repeats. And it's like some of the stuff is like her homework checklist is like practice the color song. It's like, well, she did that for like 30 minutes while she was doing the other stuff. So like check
she
that
didn't have
stuff.
the car ride home.
Yeah. So, and it's wild too, man. All the little things you realize as a dad. I wish I had their memorization skills. As good as I think I am sometimes at like being able to quickly memorize something. Like she learns a whole song that takes like 2 minutes to sing on Monday, and by Monday afternoon she comes home and sings it word for word and knows all the dance moves. Like, I might be able to do that.
They're invested.
I hope I would be able to do that. Not sure. Seems impressed with me that she's just like, yeah, I saw it once. What's there to forget? She showed us.
Well, Evan, you're never going to memorize the directions if you always just throw them away saying, I could probably figure it out.
I'm not that dad. I don't understand that dad.
Yeah.
Getting something you never put together before and just tossing out the directions because you can figure it out. Why are you inviting that stress into your life?
No, do it and...
It is the biggest trope.
Do it and then write in to dumbdadpod@gmail.com and let
intimately
us know.
Your dumb dad moment.
Or if your husband or partner did it, write in and let us know what he or she did. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. Seemingly easily, you could just put together a Malm dresser.
Yep.
And guess what?
I know you can do it, guys and gals. Throw out the directions. Go for it. I think that's where we leave it. Right in.
That's a good spot.
Dumbdadpod@gmail.com. And DM us your dumb parent stories. We are at the Dumb Dads on Instagram where you can DM us. That's also our handle on TikTok, YouTube. The other one that used to be a bird, now it's a letter.
It's going to be a subscription service now and all this.
It's going to be a subscription service.
I think so. It's so funny.
It's so insane. The free app that worked forever, it doesn't work anymore, and you pay money for it. Anyway.
Make Threads a thing. Keep it alive.
Follow us on Threads. At the Dumb Dads. Guys, thanks so much. Thanks to @Verdue on SoundCloud for the music of this podcast. Thanks to my amazing wife, Annie, for editing this podcast. Thanks for listening. Rate and review this podcast if you haven't done it already. Please do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We can watch this. We can watch this podcast.
Yeah, and we'll keep dumping stuff on there. It's a fun platform to keep putting stuff on there. We're going to figure it out recently.
Our press conferences, we're starting to film them horizontally, so we're going to have them be a little bit longer on YouTube. So if you want to see that, check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. Evan, you have a joke to send us out?
Yeah, we're gonna do a classic.
All right, let's hear it.
We're just gonna flip to one in the book and read a classic. Ready? Here it goes. Where did you learn to do? These are so dumb. Dad, where did you learn to make banana splits? Sunday school. But so many of them are set up to like, Dad. No, it's got to be like you just say it to people.
Yeah, Dad's the weird part.
Yeah, Dad's the weird part. Or asking a person, where'd you learn to make banana splits? Like, why are you asking me this? I don't know. Just tell me the joke. I don't care. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?